Hey, what is going on, guys? It is Jeff here. Today in the video Brawl Stars, and today I have two announcements to make. One is that, as you'll see from the thumbnail of this video, I have a new thumbnail designer-ish because I actually won a giveaway on Twitter by Sani, I believe that's how you say it. I will link his Twitter in the description down below, and he'll be providing me with 1 month of his 1 month free of his thumbnail service. So he'll be making me 4 thumbnails in a week, so 20 thumbnails in total in 1 month. So yeah, for the next 20 videos, basically, he will be making my thumbnails. So he's a really good thumbnail designer. If you want to also have him make your thumbnails for your YouTube channel, maybe, or if you just want him to make your like art designs, your profile pictures, all that, you can go and just DM him on Twitter. But the second announcement is that I'll be doing giveaways. So if you don't know why I was gone for this long, I've been pushing all the way up to almost 18,000. I actually ended the season on 17,745 trophies, I believe. And so I'm going to be doing a small giveaway. It won't be that big of a giveaway. It'll just be $10. All you have to do to enter is join my Discord server, which will be in the link in the description down below, and then there will be a text in the announcement category, or the announcement text channel, and all you have to do is react to it. And I'll probably give around 4 to 7 days, and a bot will pick the winner. So all you have to do is just, of course, stay in the server, because it will pick the winner, and then I can just DM you right away with the code, and the gift, or the prize, would be a $10 Canadian iTunes gift card, and it will be for iOS. So if you don't, let's say you don't have it, I already bought it, or I already have the code. So if you're Android and you don't need the card, you can, I don't know, maybe sell it or trade it or something like that. But I'm not gonna buy another like Android card if you're an Android user. So with that said, I'll be giving you guys some tips on how I push up to almost 18,000 trophies. I will be making another video on my tips up to, or to get 1,000 trophy on Frank. That will be another video, but for this video, I'll be just basically giving tips on how to get 17k. So my best tip, and basically anyone's best tip to give, is to definitely play with good players, and not really in a way to, you know, saying get carried by other players, but you definitely need to have, you know, good teammates. And you definitely don't want to play with randoms if you want to push up to like much higher trophy, maybe like 10k plus, because randoms, they're just not reliable. They might be playing brawlers that just aren't good for the game mode and the map, and you just, yeah, it's much better to push higher with like better teammates. So try to join a band where they're around your trophy level. And usually if you join a band and you want to push much higher in trophies, you want to start a bit lower, maybe like around the 70th spot in the band. And the reason for that is because if you start around the 70th in the band, that means they're definitely players better than you. So once you start getting more trophies, you might be able to get to play with those players. And once you get to, maybe if you don't even play with those players, you can spectate them. And if you're able to spectate them, you're able to learn a lot of things from just spectating. A lot of people think that spectating is a waste of time, but it really isn't. If you spectate people, you can learn so much from just spectating one battle, especially if it's like the high level gameplays. You can really learn a lot from them. So once you start at lower level, you probably most likely gonna start playing with like the players who are also lower, because yeah, if let's say you're like 10,000 trophies and the #1 player in the band is 14,000, most likely that player isn't gonna play with you just because you're not as high as them. But so you're gonna start a bit lower, but once you start getting higher, you can start playing with, you know, the higher players in the band or the club, I mean, and you can start playing higher. And of course, a lot of people's problem is that they can't find players to play with, or like a good active band or club, I mean. So definitely my advice is to, you know, go in the leaderboard. If you can go check, if you're lower in trophies, my club that I am in is really active. You guys can go check it out. The band or the club that I'm currently in is Cactus Bandits, but the requirement is around 11,000 trophies. But we do have 3 other feeder bands or family bands that are, you know, much lower. I believe the lowest family band requires, I think, 6,000 trophies. So the bands are in order: Cactus Bandits, which is the highest one, Whiskey Bandits, Barrel Bandits, and Boom Bandits. You guys can go check them out. But if you're a much more competitive player, like I feel like bandits are pretty competitive. We're just not, you know, we're top 6 I believe right now, but we're just really not like the most competitive one. There's definitely you know, clubs such as like you know, Tribe Gaming or Nova Esports, they're definitely much more competitive. So if you're looking to push up to, you know, top 10, top 50, those bands are probably the ones that you want to join. But if you're a less competitive player, you just want to find an active band to push trophies. Maybe you're just a average player or a bit more competitive, not like that competitive. Bandits is definitely one really good bands to join. It's also Lex is also the leader of it and the president of it, and also Kairos is also in it. So if you guys want to maybe have a chance at playing with them, go check it out. Now, some people might be wondering, how did OG and Wensik is able to push so much trophies in just 1 week or 2 weeks at least? And the reason for that is Siege. And I'm gonna tell you right now, if Siege did not come to Brawl Stars, they would never be able to push that much trophies in one season. It's just impossible because the matchmaking would take so long. They just wouldn't really have enough time unless they're pushing multiple seasons, or else they would not be able to push that much trophies, because Siege is such a good game mode for pushing. It's literally the best game mode that ever came to Brawl Stars, in my opinion. And I will explain. Because once you get higher in the trophies, especially once you're around 700 trophy on a single brawler, and you're going to matchmaking or 800 trophies, 900 trophies, the matchmaking usually takes around 5 to 10 minutes. And if you're spending 5 to 10 minutes just in the queue waiting for a match, and you're getting 4 trophies max, it is just not worth it pushing. You're gonna have to push like 20 hours a day just to gain a little bit of trophies. So that's why Siege is that good, because you're able to just spend 5 to 10 minutes in matching, but able to gain 2 times the amount that you're able to in normal games. Which if you're at 800 or if you're at 900 trophies pushing to 1K, it takes 50 matches, because each win only gives you 2 trophies and each loss gives you 7. So basically, another thing why they're able to push so much is that because they barely lose in one day. If they play, let's say, 100 games, the most that they probably lose is like 5 games. In their bad day, maybe if we're versing like more top players, they have definitely more chances of losing. Maybe like 10 at like max if that's like their really bad days, but usually they just don't lose that much. So Siege, I would recommend to play Siege if you have a good team. If you don't have a good, if you're playing randoms, obviously don't play Siege, because it's literally the best game mode to also tilt. So if you have a good team, let's say you're able to find good teammates around your trophy level, just tell them to play good comps. And obviously I'm not going to give you guys the best comp for like all of it, but generally the best brawlers for Siege are Pam, Frank. You can also play Barley, Penny. Sometimes you can play Brock in some maps, and Cole can also work in some maps. But usually, Pam, Penny, Barley, Frank, or like Bull, Leon, Primo. Those are like normally the best brawlers. So if you're able to get your team to play those brawlers, not play some brawler like Bo or like Piper, those are definitely not good. But if you're able to get good teammates, play Siege, because it's such a good game mode to push trophies. But if you find yourself losing quite a lot, just switch game modes, because if you keep tilting, there's no point of just keep playing that same game mode. Switch it up. Even like when I'm playing, if we keep losing, I would just switch out the game mode and switch into like, let's say, bounty or gem grab or something else like that, and see how it goes. So something else that people also kind of wonder about is why top players hate Showdown. Why do we hate Showdown? One is because teaming. It's literally the worst game mode ever that came to Brawl Stars when teaming came. Before teaming, it was definitely a more skill-based game mode. Obviously, the power cubes also matter a lot. If like say the pro player versus a noob, but the noob has 10 power cubes, but then the pro has 0. Obviously, the noob is gonna have much better advantage. Obviously, the pro can still win, but usually they don't, because they just get out power cubed. But when teaming came in, obviously the pro can juke 2 players at once, sometimes more depending on how the opponent are playing. But usually if you have 3, 4, 5 Barley or Dynamites teaming together, it's just almost impossible to win, unless you're like a Mortis, of course. It's definitely possible, but it's just when you're getting shot by 3 people at the same time, there's just some things that you can't dodge. One player is shooting to the left of you, one's shooting to the right of you. You can't really dodge left to right unless you go forward or backwards. But if you're stuck between like 2 walls, then you're basically dead. It's just like there's nothing you can do to avoid 2 players who are just shooting, basically cornering you. So that's why Showdown is definitely a hated game mode, because you gain so less trophies, and also it could take potentially the longest time. Once you get higher in the trophy range, people play more safe. So it's definitely gonna take 3 minutes sometimes to play just 1 match. And also just with the teaming problem, if you get teamed on or get cornered on, you can lose trophies so easily, and it's just much better to play 3v3 game modes. What about tilting? So tilting, I personally tilt too. I don't tilt as often though. But what happens when I start tilting is either I take a break, or I, maybe if it's like my teammates that's not doing their part, I would just leave the room, find new players. And if it's just we're playing bad, or the opponents are outplaying us, sometimes I'll just switch game modes, like I said before, and that usually helps. Switching a game mode, maybe just that game mode isn't working out for us, we will just switch to gem grab most of the time. Sometimes we'll place go to Brawl Ball, or bounty high, something like that. So if you're tilting, don't keep playing, or switch up the game mode. But if you switch up the game mode and you also start if you switch up the game mode and you keep tilting, just don't play. Take a break. And there's nothing wrong with taking a break. Come back 10 minutes later, you definitely play much better. If you're playing while you're like angry or mad, you're just not gonna do well. You're gonna do even worse than you were doing before. So if you're tilting a bunch, just stop playing for a little bit, take a break. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and I'll be definitely uploading more frequently. And again, if you want to enter my giveaway, just join my Discord server that's in the link in the description down below, and react to the message in the announcement text channel, and you'll be entered. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and I'll see you guys next one. Peace.